Hi guys, this is Raju from Tectonic, and what I've got here on the left is the Xiaomi Pocophone F1, and on the right here the Huawei Mate 20 Pro. The Mate 20 Pro it runs on the Kirin 980 and it's got 6GB of RAM. The Pocophone F1 here on the left, it's running on Snapdragon 845 and it's also got 6GB of RAM. So if you're new to this channel, what I do in this sort of video is, I launch various apps on both phones and see which one starts up first. I'll do a bookmark test as well. So in that, basically we'll just see which one renders and sort of fully completes loading a website. We'll also do a Geekbench test at the end to see which phone scores what. So with that said, let's get on with the test. Okay, so the first test we'll do is a boot up test. We'll check which one starts up first. And the Pocophone won that one. Wow, that was so quick. It's unbelievable. I'll just put my pin in. What I'll do is increase the brightness on both devices so you can actually see the screen. Now before I go any further, I'll just show you that all applications should be closed. So let's get those out of the way. There's nothing running in the background here. So let's do a camera launch test. Let's see which one starts up first. It was the Mate 20 Pro. The Mate 20 Pro has an under-screen fingerprint sensor, whereas the Pocophone has one on the back, your more traditional fingerprint sensor. I'm sure the Mate 20 Pro is not going to be as fast when it comes to the fingerprint sensor, but let's test it out. So I'll try and do this at the same time. So clearly the Pocophone is faster in that sense, and that was to be expected. Okay, so with that, we've got our shortcuts here, or bookmarks, to two different websites. You've got The Verge and you've got Engadget. So we'll start off with The Verge and we'll see which one renders and loads up the web page first. So it looks like the Huawei Mate 20 Pro did that first. Obviously, it loaded up the contents and then finished with the adverts. It didn't take much longer for the Pocophone to catch up. Now let's move on to Engadget. This time the Pocophone started rendering first. It seems like it finished first as well. Now let's try Netflix. And the Pocophone won that one. Now moving on to YouTube. Again, the Pocophone won that one. Now we'll try Amazon. The Huawei Mate 20 Pro won that one. IMDb. The Mate 20 Pro again. Now let's move on to some games. So we'll start off with Mario Run. The Mate 20 Pro won that by just a hair, basically less than a second. It wasn't significant at all. Temple Run. The Mate 20 Pro again, but just by a second. Probably even less than that. Skyforce Reloaded. So again, it was the Mate 20 Pro, just by a second. And finally, what we'll do now is run a Geekbench test on both devices. So let's run a CPU benchmark test first. And the Mate 20 Pro finishes first with a single core score of 3,331 and a multi-core score of 9,795. The Pocophone F1 finishes just about a minute later with a single core score of 2,480 and a multi-core score of 8,144. So no surprises there considering the prices of these phones. I mean, it's still done pretty well. If you think about it, you know, it literally costs less than half the price of the Mate 20 Pro. Let's go back and let's run a compute benchmark. And that kicked off a bit slower. The Pocophone finishes first with a render script score of 13,924. And then finally the Huawei Mate 20 Pro finishes with a lower score of 6,335. Now that's surprising. I expected the Huawei Mate 20 Pro to score significantly more than this. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Of course, if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe and click on the bell icon below so you get notified for situations where I publish new videos. Of course, I'll be doing a camera comparison test between these two phones, so make sure you subscribe if you want to see that. Of course, as always, thanks for watching and see you guys soon.